So these are countries that have digital nomad programs that allow you to stay for more than a year, so you can have a full year of your children's education. Normally, when you're a tourist, you can stay for 2 or 3 months before you need to renew the visa. Digital nomad visas give you a chance to stay in the country for more than 12 months, which enables the children to attend school and have a regular school year. And in many cases, they allow access to a lot of the social services that are available within that country that wouldn't normally be available to tourists. A lot of them are extensible to 3 or 5 years and can lead even to permanent residency and citizenship down the road if that interests you and you really fall in love with the country. So there are some great options, and we'll be discussing those, and we're going to be using the information from the Global Peace Index as a standard for the safety of these countries. Now, just to set a benchmark, the United States is 129 out of 168 countries on the list. All of the other countries that are listed are below that ranking, so it'll give you a good idea of what to expect from a safety perspective in the countries that you're thinking about living in. Why is safety paramount when you're traveling and living in other countries with your children? Well, obviously, you want to be safe from personal violence and from theft and other things like that. But also, safety and a stress-free existence is a better indicator for the lifetime success of your child. So they're able to work through the education system more, focus more on what they're learning and what they could be, and that enables them to blossom rather than shrink from danger. Safe neighborhoods, so that means parks, kids can be independent, see other friends without having to worry about where they are or that they're safe. A safe place gives stability and security to a child's mental processes as well, and reduces the amount of stress that they have. So they feel more excited about exploring different things. They feel more curious. Children thrive in stable environments, and safety contributes to positive mental health. Safe countries also have more developed school systems. They also have developed healthcare, so there are solid healthcare systems in place for everyone to look after their quality of life. Safe countries also have a clean environment. They have regulations in place to maintain the cleanliness of the environment for the health and safety of the population. So safety is of paramount importance for digital nomads with families, and that's why we're making safety first in this ranking of digital nomad countries that you might live in. Why were digital nomad visa programs created? Well, after the COVID-19 pandemic, everyone started to work remotely, and the technology was there to allow that. So a lot of skilled technical workers were living in different countries that maybe had a cheaper cost of living, had a different experience. They could build traveling into their work-life balance, and digital nomadism was born. So these are workers who can generally work through the internet, who aren't working for a local employer and are financially independent. And these people are going to want to travel to experience different things. Maybe nicer weather, maybe different culture, different languages, different foods. Countries are capitalizing on this because they want these people to come into their country because they contribute to the tax base, they provide economic development, and they provide a boost to the tourism sector, which accounts for 5 to 10% of the GDP of many of these countries. Now, without further ado, let's get to our list of digital nomad places that are safe for families. So we'll start with Norway. Norway is an amazing country up in the far north. There's swaths of nature, including the fjords and a lot of sea life. Also, you have spectacular forests and some mountains. You can engage in a great variety of winter activities. Culture is very developed and has a lot of traditions, and the people also largely speak English. They learn English in school in addition to Norwegian. It has a very high standard of living, an excellent scholastic tradition, and an excellent healthcare network. It's a great place to live. And you can apply for a digital nomad visa for more than a year in Norway. With the 2-year independent contractor visa, you can stay in Norway for 2 or more years and enable your children to go to school. They can go to local schools, or you can send them to private school, or you can engage in a number of other schooling options with them. And it's a great chance you're going to be there long enough to get to know the culture, explore the different areas, and get to know people in Norway. It ranks 17 out of 168 countries in the Global Peace Index. Cost of living in Norway is fairly high though. It's 82 out of 140. It's the 9th most expensive country in the world. Next up is Czechia, or Czech Republic. And this country is very safe, ranking 8 out of 168 countries on the Global Peace Index. Beautiful castles, fantastic middle European climate, and rich history. And also, Czechia is well known as one of the originators of modern beer, and they are the world's largest consumer of beer with 160 liters per year per person. So it's a beer-centric culture that you can enjoy. The digital nomad visa in Czechia has no fee to apply, and it's possible to have a visa for 1 year or 3 years, and it can also lead to permanent residency and citizenship, if that interests you. In order to apply, you must have a citizenship from one of the following countries: United States, United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Japan, Taiwan, and South Korea. You need to show an income of approximately $3,000 per month. You can bring your dependents, and you must have almost 6,000 euro in the bank. And there's a tax that's assessed each month, 70 euros for the visa. The next is Estonia. Estonia is up north in Europe against the Baltic Sea. Beautiful country, rich history, longer winters again, and different climate based on the proximity to the Baltic Sea, which is going to moderate the temperature somewhat. The old town in Tallinn is recognized as UNESCO World Heritage Sites. There's tons of history there, but it's also a booming high-tech capital. So a lot of the startups that have really broken out worldwide from Europe are from Tallinn and Estonia. So it is a very technologically forward place. Estonia was one of the first countries to allow the digital nomad visa back in 2020. The costs of the program are 80 euros for a short stay, 100 euro for a long stay visa. Now most travelers to Estonia opt for the long stay visa. This will give you a 1 year duration, and you need to show an income of about 3,500 euro per month. From a safety perspective, Estonia ranked 33 out of 168 countries. Next up is Germany, Europe's powerhouse. So there's tons of technological innovation in Germany, a very strong economy, and you can live there and be part of that. There's a tremendous history, German culinary traditions. Germans love beer and have beer festivals. And there's also these wonderful Weihnachtsmarkt, which are Christmas markets. And you'll see them popping up all over Germany in November and December. Germany is a very safe country. It ranks 16th out of 168. The visa fee is 100 euro. And the duration can be from 6 months to 3 years. You need to show evidence of sustainability from a point of view of income, that you can survive and thrive and support your family if you're bringing them. Also, you need a German address at the time of applying for the visa. The cost of living in Germany is fairly high, but we lived in Germany for a little while with the digital nomad visa, and the cost of the groceries was happily very low. And children can attend the local schools. There's a special program for foreigners who don't speak German as a native language to integrate them into the German school system with an intense 6-month or longer focus on German that is partially balanced with other subjects. So it's free. It's provided by the government in order to educate people into the German society. And that's it for the list of the Northern European countries, those looking for a more temperate, cooler climate. And now we're getting to the sun destination. So first up is Portugal. Portugal ranked 6 out of 168 countries for safety on the Global Peace Index. Portugal is at the tip of the Iberian Peninsula against the Atlantic Ocean. It's a great place known for surfing, a healthy cuisine, fantastic history, especially ocean-going travel. It has a very dry Mediterranean climate and also fantastic hills and castles to explore. Now, Portugal hasn't always been so safe, but is really now one of the safest countries in the world. They've made great strides over the past 10 years, and they've spent a lot of energy trying to make Portugal a really welcoming destination for skilled immigration. There's two types of visas that are similar to a digital nomad visa. One is actually called the digital nomad visa. That's the D8 visa. It gives you an eligibility for 1 or 2 years to start, and then it's renewable for a period of 3 years, and it can lead to permanent residency and citizenship. You must show an income of around €3,000 per month, and you can bring your family. Now, the other option is the D7 visa, which is for passive income. So this is generally retirees who are provided with a pension, or someone who's receiving income from their investments, and they have a regular income. Next up, Greece, which is the cradle of Western civilization. So all the writings, Aristotle, Plato. Development of the Greek civilizations can still be seen in their amazing ruins and all kinds of indicators as to the development of this complex culture almost 3,000 years ago. The country is also beautiful with a series of islands that you can visit. I'm sure you've seen the blue-topped buildings in Santorini and the other Greek islands, and these are all open to explore as part of the Greek digital nomad visa. Now, Greece has worked hard to bring in digital nomads. In 2020, it announced digital nomad visa program. The visa fee is €75, and the duration is 1 year with the possible extension for 3 additional years. Monthly income proof must be shown of €3,500 per month, plus another 20% for a spouse or partner, and another 15% for each child dependent. Greece ranks as 53 out of 168 on the Global Peace Index. Has a lower cost of living than other European destinations. So Portugal and Greece both are significantly less expensive than Norway and, to a lesser extent, Germany. If you agree to stay in Greece for more than 2 years, apparently you receive a 50% deduction on your income tax rates, which can be a big boost for digital nomads coming to Greece and staying for a longer period. Next up is Malaysia. Malaysia is a very safe country, and it has a wonderful mix of all kinds of different culinary cultures. We traveled to Kuala Lumpur, and the food tourism was unbelievable. There's tons of different flavors and different foods to experience. There's also fantastic beaches, Penang and along the coast. Tropical waters, very warm country. There's a rainy season as well. The islands also offer world-class diving and snorkeling opportunities. The location in the center of Asia gives you easy access to all kinds of countries around Southeast Asia to explore. The visa cost for the digital nomad visa in Malaysia is $220 plus $110 for each dependent. Duration is 1 year plus extensible for another year, and a proof of income is $24,000 annually. The Malaysian safety ranking data is 18 out of 168. Croatia is a jewel on the Adriatic Sea with beautiful castles and beaches and islands and very sunny, warm weather year-round. It's a nice central location to explore Eastern Europe and Southern Europe. There's a lot of wonderful vineyards and wine growing regions, and the Croatian people are very warm and welcoming. The Croatian digital nomad visa received a lot of attention once it was established in 2021. The program fees range between €80 and €130. The duration is a maximum of 1 year, and there's an option to renew after just 6 months. And the income proof is about €2,500 per month. Each partner or dependent family member will also require an additional 10% on that. Croatia ranks 15 out of 168 countries in the Global Peace Index. Costa Rica, surfing, lots of wildlife and birds to see. There's water on each side of Costa Rica. The Pacific Ocean on the west, and on the east is the Caribbean Sea. People of Costa Rica are well known for a pura vida lifestyle. So they enjoy life and laid-back attitude and hospitality, strong sense of community. The Digital Nomad program is an application fee of approximately $250. The duration is 1 year with the option of an additional year, and the proof of income shown is $3,000 per month or $4,000 with a spouse or family. You need a proof of health insurance as well, so you're not able to avail yourself of the Costa Rican health service. And from a tax perspective, another benefit of Costa Rica is that they don't recognize foreign revenue as taxable income. So if you make your money in another country, then your income could possibly be tax-free. For safety, it's ranked 38 out of 168 on the Global Peace Index. And last but not least, here's one of the perennial favorites for digital nomads is Indonesia, specifically Bali. So the island of Bali sits kind of in the middle of Indonesia. It has a wonderful climate owing to the water all around it, which keeps the temperature very mild throughout the year. And there are volcanoes, there are tropical gardens, and there's quite a bit of wildlife. There's great surfing if you're into surfing, and the food is excellent as well. So it's a wonderful, welcoming place. Now, there's been some talk of it being overrun by tourism lately, and the Balinese have been in the news trying to push back a little bit on the amount of attention that their island has been getting. Nonetheless, it is still a safe place to live and to work. Many digital nomads have settled in Canggu, which is a city on the southern coast to the west of Kuta Beach. But if you wanted to mix it up a little bit, there are, I'm sure, plenty of other places that are very welcoming in Bali as well. Many of the digital nomads do visa runs, so they enter on a tourist visa and they leave every 60 or 90 days to another country and renew the visa when they re-enter Bali. And this is, not the most secure option because it's possible that the visa is denied and you have to stay away for longer, which would be undesirable if you had kids in school. However, there is a digital nomad visa program that Bali is announcing. The details just are not available at the moment. It's a safe country. It's ranked 47 out of 168 on the Global Peace Index. Here's a surprise. Thailand, the country of beautiful cliffs, karst formations, amazing beaches, sunsets, Thai cuisine, of course, Thai dancing, and lately, some unrest. Thailand, another of the really, really popular digital nomad destinations, is no longer as safe as it once was. So there's been some internal political strife. I think there's different factions vying for control of the government, and there have been a number of large demonstrations. Also, it appears from the Global Peace Index that the number of the small petty crimes and violent crimes have also increased over the years. So Thailand ranks 103rd out of 168 countries on the Global Peace Index. So not recommended on our list of safe countries to be digital nomads in with your family. Thanks for watching. And if you found this valuable, please like and subscribe. And tell us what other countries you're interested in hearing about from a digital nomad with family perspective. Leave it in the comments down below.